Hi, welcome back to the Survival Sam channel. We're off on a stealthy camp today, a few feet away from the public footpath, sidewalk and the road. So that's going to mean no talking, no open fire, which is a bit of a problem as we're taking part in the Stealthcampingalliance challenge to April. But I'll swing back to that in a few moments time. The location is elevated and has a good thick bush covering around it, so we can have some light, so it's not all bad. The Stealthcampingalliance April challenge has been set by Steve, the transit camper, fellow member of the Stealthcampingalliance. Once a month, a member sets a challenge, and all those that wish to take part go off and film themselves doing it in their own unique, individual way. This month's challenge is to do a camp and to do some bushcraft whilst you're there. I fully recommend popping over to Steve, the transit camper's channel, link below. Very fun chap and always enjoying life. Lots of videos covering lots of different camping styles. His friends call him the Fat Batman. He does have quite a strong English accent, so our friends from overseas may need the closed captions on. For example, every time he says dog, it sounds like he's saying cat. Check it out for yourselves. Backed by popular demand, we are playing Catch Me If You Can game, where you try and find my location from the clues shown in the video. If you put WS Troll into Google Earth or Bing Maps or one of those things, I am somewhere in the outlined red area. Full instructions where to go in the instruction box if you want to play along. The path is a little used, but not totally unused, so we're going to have to keep quiet. I checked the location out a few days back. There's only one way in, and it's protected by nettles that was untouched. It's a very good sign we're not going to be disturbed by dog walkers, the stealth camper's arch nemesis. I've been stealth camping since the age of about 11, but making videos is new to me, and I'm loving the community feedback I'm getting in the comments. I'm just going to slide this one in nice and slow. You have a good look at it. It did make me pop a little. Thanks, Billy. It is quite a large area with a tarmacked area ramping up from the road, then flattening out to make this large area. There is very little trash or fly tipping, apart from these large mounds of what I'm assuming is waste tarmac, asphalt, from where roads were removed. It seems to be neatly piled up to be just dumped, and I think asphalt is reusable, so maybe it was just put here for storage and forgotten about. In fact, the only trash I can see is these two large drums that are a little too big for me to take home and put in my trash bag, but I can make use of them as a seat, so they're going to get some use anyway. On one side I have the busy A road and the high mounted tarmac, and the opposite side a high fence and train track. At the back of me is just thick bush, so that only leaves the one entrance, so we should be good for the night. Should have done my train track challenge video here. It never ceases to amaze me how nature finds a way to reclaim the land. The camp is all set up, not expecting rain or cold, so it's just a simple tarp setup, nice and easy. There you go, Squib. We get these geese over here as well, noisy buggers. We've had lots of people into the videos in bushcraft, but most people made something out of wood, and that is really great. It's where the mind goes to when you think of bushcraft, isn't it? But my mind went back to when I was about 12 years old, and I found my mum's Girl Guides book, It's a bit like the boys' brigade, the scouts for girls. See, I think she was a brown owl or whatever the leaders are called. All I know is I had to get a jippy dinner once a week and have the TV all to myself. Sheer bliss. I got to watch the young ones and not the 9 o'clock news, and nobody to interrupt me. What more would an 11-year-old kid want? So I digress. One day I found one of my mum's books about the badges the girls could take, and to get the badges the girls had to prove they were confident in their chosen task. You could get needlework, knitting, homekeeping, cooking, camping, etc, etc. There's lots of different ones, can't remember all of them. And each badge had a suggestion of tasks for them to compete, so the brown owl could check and award the badge. The one that caught my eye was the camping one, and one of the tasks was to make a biscuit tin, a cookie tin if you're American, into an oven. And that was it. I was spellbound. That seemed like magic to me. So the very next time I was in the house by myself, I got hold of a biscuit tin and made my own bushcraft oven. It was fantastic, really was. I was so proud of myself. I was sure I was going to be awarded the Girl Guides badge for camping as soon as she seen it, even though I was a boy. What? Yeah, I'd still get the badge, couldn't I? I'm sure they would make an exception for such a quality of my work. But no, she was more concerned about the burn marks left in the lawn and the fact that I'd taken alternating slats out of the fence to make the firewood. Personally, I couldn't see the problem with the grass would grow back, and the fence still did its job, sort of. It's fair to say Mother was a bit pissed, but I had a brand new hobby, no tent camping as I call it, and as a boy of 11, 12, I was soon off doing no tent camping adventures. In the back garden at first, then further afield. Just as well, in the 80s, social services are not what they are now. So, on with the build. The biscuit tins you get your quality street chocolates in these days are plastic, no good for what we're looking at. So, a metal one was ordered off Amazon. I have to say, overall I was very impressed with it. It was quite sturdy. It was just a shame it was covered in paint. But first I needed to drill a hole in it for later use. I'm lucky that I have a log burner, so as the fire was dying down later that night, I was able to pop it on there, and boy did it burn just as well. It was the wee hours of the night. There was so much smoke coming off it. I was getting flashbacks to my mum shouting at me about not thinking things through. She was right, but that's a story for another day. So, all the nasty paint's burnt off. All I have to do is pop it up on a few bricks and cover it in earth to help keep the heating to insulate it. But one little problem, no earth, just loads and loads of this waste road material. But bother not, it'll do. May even work better at insulating the oven. A quick search around the site provided some better bricks to use. Piling the waste road material was not proving very successful, so a few larger lumps were added to give it something to bind it together to push against. The Peter says to cook for 10 minutes at 200 degrees C, so I bought a digital thermometer to make sure we can get up to that temperature. So the thermometer goes in this little hole that I made earlier with the drill. Placing the biscuit tin on its side let me fit a saucer in there to act as a rack, and this way lets me put the food high up in the oven. This shows how close to the road I'm camping, but as I am at the back of this location and surrounded by trees, I should be fine with light when it gets dark. The thorn bushes look like blackberries to me, so a trip back here in late summer should supply a nice rich bounty. Always on the lookout for new foraging supplies. A quick look around the camp. No rain is forecast and it's not too cold, so I've only set up a tarp. Simple setup, ridge lines between the two trees, and that's the location you've got to find if you want to play the catch me if you can. I think it's quite easy between the two trees. You can see, if you get in the general area, Google Earth and all the rest of it, I think you'll get me. As you can see, lots of space, and I'm protected on 3 sides, super safe here. It has an added bonus of a nice flat ground. Should have a really good night's sleep here. So, camp's all set up, time for coffee. Bit of a bad call here with this blue top I'm wearing. Over the other side of the tracks, there's a football field some local youths to play on. And sitting facing this way, looking directly at me, are 2-3 mothers chatting away in their own little world. They can't. I don't think they can see me, so I'll just keep nice and still, nice and quiet, and I should be fine. So for tea, it's a real camping treat. Pizza. It needs to be cooked for 10 minutes at 200 degrees C or 390 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends. So I'm having ham and pineapple. So I can tell myself any thumbs down I get are for the pineapple, because the rest of the video is fantastic. And the beer for tonight is Brewdog Marshmallow Laser Quest. This has caught my eye as it has even more pineapple in it. Getting dark and I'm getting hungry. Time to fire up the oven. Ambient temperature is 13 degrees C. Right, need to preheat the oven, and I thought I would use the mini alcohol burner that I use to boil water and such like, as I have a lid to put on it if things don't work out the way that we want. Temperature soon starts to climb. Looks like we're on to a winner here. Woohoo! Halfway there. Yeah, that thing's got a kick to it. Whoa, pineapple bites you. I am new to drinking on a camp, but apparently, for YouTube, it's something that has to be done, and it's done in a certain way. I may have misunderstood the instructions here. Temperature is holding at 190, and that's close enough. I'll just leave it in for a little bit longer if needed. Once the door's open, the temp starts to drop off quickly. After a little wait it's time, but the door is warped, so I'm struggling to get it off. And all the waste insulation is shredding off in droves. But the pizza is cooked to perfection. Winner, winner. To try and get more heat, I decided to try the homemade burner. With a larger burn area, it should make more heat. The cost of using more fuel, but we're here to experiment, aren't we? It sure does make for a welcome change from the dehydrated food I'd normally warm up. While I'm waiting for it to warm up, I'd like to give a shout out to a fellow Stealthcamping Alliance member, Squib. I absolutely love his videos and I find them so relaxing to watch. He's got a great voice. He also does great how to do videos, making tables, camo in his chair up and whatever. He makes videos for the same reason I do. He enjoys making them and they're going to be there to show his grandkids and his great grandkids and future generations, so they get to see him doing what he loves, and I've got a lot of time for that. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so wholesome. He also does a lot of things behind the scenes to the Stealthcamping Alliance. He's been the voice of reason and of logic in the group chats on how best to proceed with the Stealthcamping Alliance. A lot of respect for the guy. Soon the installation was but a memory, but it proved to be not too much of a problem with the homemade burner. As you can see, we're getting much more heat. And soon I was popping pizza in and out as quick as I could eat them. Finally we hit the 200 mark. Just as well I took all that insulation off, or else we'd be getting too hot. Time for bed, and at the moment I'm reading Jimmy Carr's book. And in there's a little bit about asking yourself, are you happy right now? At this very moment, are you happy? So, with a belly full of pizza and beer and a nighttime view of the stars, I'd say, yeah, I'm pretty much happy. It doesn't get any better from this. Life's good. If you've ever slept under the stars, for me the best part is the waking up. That split second where you're not quite sure where you are when you're coming around. There's no alarm clock, you've not got a sudden jolt. Just a gentle increase in volume of light and bird song. Magical. If you've never tried it, try it. Come the morning, I'm not sure if this is from when I was playing tennis with the grandkids, when I did a 4-1 smash, but I think I may have torn something, and that's not an untruth, or if I've slept funny. But a bit of stretching and warming up and I'm ready to go. A quick need to tear down the camp. Never my favourite part, but it's got to be done. And off home we go. Hello. Just waiting for my pickup and I get to make a couple of new friends. Hello, big boy. I've got no food for you. Have a look. Can you eat these? You got a big hat on? Yeah. What you got a big hat on? That's nice, that. It's a hoodie. You're the troublesome one. Hey? God, you big beast. Right. So, my lift's here. Thanks for watching. I hope you give me a subscribe if you're still here. I really appreciate watching to the end. That's fantastic. And I hope you play if you catch me if you can game. So till next time, ta-ra for now.